During the golden age of the Rashidun Caliphate, under the austere and righteous rule of Umar ibn al-Khattab, the city of Medina was a sanctuary of justice and faith. One afternoon, while the Caliph sat in the courthouse,
I have come to complain.
a place where the poor stood equal to the rich, the heavy silence was broken by the entrance of two young men.
Bring him forward! You must face the council! Tell us what happened!
His clothes dusted by the sands of the wilderness, but his face held a strange, quiet dignity despite the aggression of his captors. Umar ibn al-Khattab, known as Al-Faruq, the one who distinguishes truth from falsehood, looked up with his piercing, commanding gaze.
What is this? What is going on? Why are you dragging this young boy into the courthouse?
The two brothers, their faces clouded by grief and burning with the desire for retribution, spoke as one.
Ya Amirul Mu'minin, this boy has killed our father.
He has stolen from us the man who raised us, and we demand that the law of Allah be applied. Umar turned his stern gaze toward the young boy. The courthouse was packed with people, and a heavy tension filled the air.
Did you really kill their father?
The boy did not flinch, nor did he attempt to weave a web of lies.
Yes, I did kill their father. But I must tell you, it was by accident, not by intent. I am a boy of the desert, and I was traveling with my camel. My camel, unaware of boundaries, wandered onto their property to graze. Their father, seeing my camel on his land, became enraged. He took a heavy rock and struck my camel in the eye.
The boy's voice trembled slightly as he recalled the scene. I saw my camel, the creature that provides my livelihood and my transport, suffering in such agony. The sight made me furious and aggravated beyond my control. In a moment of blind heat, I picked up that same rock and threw it back at the father. It hit him in the head. He fell and died.
I did not mean to kill him.
Umar looked at the two brothers. He saw their pain, but he also knew the value of mercy. Will you forgive this young boy for this accident? Will you accept blood money or grant him forgiveness?
No, we don't want blood money. We want qisas. We want justice for our father's blood.
Under the law of the time, if the heirs of the deceased refused to forgive, the sentence was death. Umar looked at the boy and asked,
Do you have any last words, any last wishes, or any last requests before the sentence is carried out?
The boy took a deep breath.
Yes.
He said, My father passed away some time ago, and I have a younger brother. Before my father died, he left a significant amount of wealth behind for my brother's future. I am the only one who knows where that wealth is buried. If you kill me now, that money will be lost forever, and my brother will have nothing.
I ask only for 3 days.
Give me 3 days to travel back to my land, retrieve this wealth from its hidden place, and ensure it is secured for my brother. Then, I give you my word as a Muslim, I will return to this spot to face my death. Umar was a man of logic. He looked at the boy with skepticism. Boy, what are you talking about? What wealth? What brother? How do I know this is not a plan to flee into the vastness of the desert where no one can find you? The boy looked Umar in the eyes. Trust me, he whispered.
We let you walk away on a word. To grant this request, you must find a guarantor. Someone who will stand in your place. Someone who agrees that if you do not return within 3 days, their head will be taken instead of yours.
The young boy turned around to the crowd. He looked at the faces of the people of Medina, the companions of the Prophet, the merchants, the soldiers. Will someone not help me today? He pleaded. One by one, the people turned their faces away. They looked at the ground or they looked at the ceiling. They did not know this stranger. Why would anyone risk their life for a stranger who had already admitted to a killing? It seemed the boy's fate was sealed. Then, from the very back of the courthouse, a hand rose slowly into the air. A man stood up, and a murmur ran through the crowd. It was Abuu Dharr Al Ghifari, a man known for his incredible honesty and his work giving da'wah to many Arabian tribes.
I will be the guarantor!
Umar looked at his old friend in shock.
Abuu Dharr, do you understand what this means?
If this boy does not come back by the third day, it is your head that will be hanged. You will die in his place.
I understand, Ya Amiri Mu'mineen. I will be his guarantor.
The boy was released. He vanished into the horizon, his silhouette swallowed by the dust of the desert. The first day passed. The sun rose and set, and the boy was nowhere to be seen. The people began to whisper. The second day passed. Still there was no sign of the boy. By the third day, the atmosphere in Medina was thick with anxiety. They loved Abuu Dharr. They could not bear the thought of losing such a giant of the faith because of a stranger's broken promise. As the time for Asr, the evening prayer, came and went, the two brothers went to Abuu Dharr.
The time is nearly here. Come with us to the courthouse.
Abuu Dharr remained composed. I will come, but the day does not end until the sun sets at Maghrib. As Abuu Dharr walked through the streets of Medina towards the courthouse, a great procession of people followed behind him. The entire town was out, watching in stunned silence as one of their greatest Sahaba walked towards what seemed like certain execution. The courthouse filled to capacity. The minutes ticked to hours. Every eye was fixed on the horizon, searching for a speck of dust, a moving shadow, anything. The sun began to dip towards the horizon. The sky turned orange and red. The courthouse was almost ready to begin. The two brothers stood by, waiting for their qisas. It seemed a tragedy was inevitable. Then, literally minutes before the azan of Maghrib was to be called, a figure appeared in the distance. He was running, his breath coming in ragged gasps, his face drenched in sweat and grime. It was the boy. He rushed into the courthouse, collapsing from exhaustion at the feet of the caliph. The crowd erupted in shouts of joy and wonder. Umar ibn al-Khattab looked at the boy, truly moved.
Oh boy, why did you come back? I did not send a spy to watch you. I did not send anyone to follow you. You were free in the desert. What made you return to your death?
The boy wiped the sweat from his brow and looked up.
I returned because I did not want anyone to ever say that a Muslim gave his word and did not fulfill it. I cannot let the honor of Islam be stained by a lie.
Umar then turned to Abuu Dharr, his eyes glistening.
Ya Abuu Dharr, you did not even know this boy. What made you willing to risk your life for him?
Abuu Dharr smiled.
I saw a Muslim in need, and I did not want anyone to ever say that a Muslim was in need and no one was there to help him.
The room fell silent. The two brothers, who had been so adamant about qisas, looked at the boy and then at Abuu Dharr. Tears began to stream down their faces. They turned to Umar and said,
When we have people like this among us, a boy who returns to his death to keep his word, and a man who offers his life for a stranger, how can we be the ones to deny mercy? If this is the character of our brothers, we forgive him. We ask for no retribution. Let the case be dissolved.
This was the legacy of Islam. This was the code of conduct, the akhlaq, that defined that generation. It was this absolute commitment to truth, honor, and brotherhood that allowed the early Muslims to spread their message all the way to the borders of China, up to the south of France. They did not conquer just with the sword. They conquered hearts through their relationship with Allah and a beautiful character. If this story taught you a meaningful life lesson, remember to support us. Please consider to subscribe, like, and tell us how this story has impacted you.